Oh, he called me this morning and he said, "Babe, I got one." We were nervous because last night he didn't get one, so I was very anxious all night, but he called this morning and he got it, and it's nice.
His buck?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Honestly, I don't know much about it.
He was excited.
Is it his first deer?
It's his first one ever.
We have horrible cell reception. He sent me a text last night and said, "How come you didn't say anything about the deer?" I guess he sent me a picture and I didn't see it.
It was the first one he's ever shot.
And I said, "Oh, honey, I thought you didn't get one, so I didn't text you because I thought you were probably feeling bad about yourself."
I don't know, it looked big to me.
So he said he got one, and he's really excited because it's the first time he's been able to actually get a deer.
He just looked like a little kid in a candy store.
I don't know anything about deer. I think it was 10-point. I think that's good. I don't know.
But there's some guys that got some big deers.
Oh yeah, I heard
that
it was
right,
a
deers?
13-pointer
Well,
and a 20-pointer.
There's an old saying out there, for every man who spends days, weeks, and months planning and pursuing whitetail deer, there's a woman out there who struggles to understand or explain this obsession with antlers.
Been hearing all this news about all the other girls talking about their husbands and all these points, deer points. I guess that's a big deal.
Even though the number of women getting into hunting is increasing, there are still those who lean another direction altogether. Why in the world, then, would a hunting television program send a cameraman to follow a group of women shopping, eating, bowling, eating, acting silly and shopping and eating some more, while their husbands are out deer hunting?
My husband finally found a smile because of show of support. He is smiling freely again, and that's so wonderful. That is the best gift I could have ever asked for from these people, and I'm so grateful. I'll never be able to forget that moment when he's just realized that he's with people that understand what he's going through and people that care.
Over the years, I have watched the women. When they get to Midland, they're nervous, they don't know anybody. By the time that we've had them in Midland and shown them some love and support, they form lifelong friendships. They meet other women that are in the same situations they're in.
When we head over there now, we're going to be taking you into what we call the arena. Our actual dinner kicks off at 6 o'clock. In the morning at 9 o'clock, we load up to take the guys hunting. And ladies, there's a program for y'all that starts shortly thereafter.
At 4 o'clock, we leave the hotel and we head over to the venue. We've got people waiting and a venue that you would not believe. Terry and I get over there a little bit early where we can see the procession coming in because we want to see the look on their faces when they get out of the bus and they see how much Midland has turned out to support them and love them. It's a banquet with about 2,000 people that will be there to honor these men and women.
I never set out to change anybody's life in a way. I kind of set out to do something selfish, and that was alleviate my guilt for not serving by sharing with these guys an experience.
Terry Johnson is the man who came up with the idea for Show of Support, a program that more than a decade ago became inspiration for hundreds of similar programs across the country. He started it all, and each year the deer hunts begin with this enormous banquet in Midland, Texas.
It changes their lives. I've had people tell me they got their husbands back. I've had guys tell me it saved their marriage.
Show of Support has been credited with saving marriages because we give these women some friends they can talk to when the times get tough. And when they think they're lost, they realize that they're not. They have people that love them and they feel that love for each other again. These ladies have no idea what we've got planned for them, but we do, and we can hardly wait until they show up tomorrow morning.
We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom, they'd kill you, your wife, and your kids. And that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of support started it all, just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
I ain't never felt like that before, and I want to feel that again.
It's just a raw emotion.
They left us being loved and being honored for the heroes that they are.
We still have 40,000 injured troops.
If you threaten our people and our way of life, we will find you wherever you may be hiding, in the place you feel most safe, and we'll kill you in your own bedroom. Thank you for being a country worth fighting for. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It's going to take a while to get around all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
You're going to be meeting our 20 heroes in just a few moments. But there's another set of heroes that we need to recognize. And I'm so thankful that as Terry and Paula put this together, they put such an emphasis on the mates of these heroes.
One of the highlights of the banquet for me is when Ronnie White recognizes the wives and their service to our country and their husbands. At that point, the wives start to realize that maybe they're being honored at this banquet too. So there's not really a dry eye in the house. We want them to feel that they're just as important as their husband, because they are. It's a team, especially after he's been injured.
At night they hit their knees and ask God's protection over their husband as he's deployed in a place where he could get hurt. And then when they get that phone call and their warrior's been injured, they shift into overdrive and they become the #1 cheerleader, and they stand beside him and sit beside his bedside and help him through long days of rehab. And I'm going to tell you something, they're as much heroes tonight in my heart as these other guys are. And I want you to say thank you. Say thank you to the wives of these 20 heroes. Ladies, would you stand that we might give you a Midland thank you? Would you stand?
For many of these women, this is the first public acknowledgement that they've received.
How is everybody this morning? This morning, guys, we're gonna have our trucks come around the bottom, down the portico, so everybody can load up in the vehicles.
The next morning when we get up and go to breakfast, Terry gets the husbands loaded up. They all head downstairs with their gear, and the wives are telling them goodbye, and they're thinking they're going to get to go back to their room and rest, and they have no idea of the surprises waiting on them.
We don't know where we're going.
Anybody else know where we're going?
We don't know.
Idea.
Total surprise. We don't know.
For the next 2 days, these strong ladies now find themselves cast into the hands of volunteers and caring citizens, from restaurants to clothing stores and gift shops. These women of sacrifice are ordered to shop for themselves, and it's all made possible by the donations of gift cards.
Time and time again, I will be in the store and run across one of the wives that this is the first time she's actually spent money on herself. It's nearly physically painful on her to spend money on herself. Or she will be crying because she's never gotten to buy her child a brand new coat.
It's a daunting task to be told to buy all you want. Then they're quickly whisked off to another store and another gift card to fill. This goes on for hours and hours and hours.
It says fun, food, bunko, prizes, wear pajamas.
When the wives go back to the hotel room, waiting on them is an invitation to a pajama bunko party.
There we go!
At Bunko, that's when I see the barriers come down. They're in their pajamas, they're having to roll dice. All of a sudden, someone starts hooping and hollering and wearing a funny hat. But that's when the walls come down and the women start bonding.
2 hours east of Midland, in the hunting camp, now called Camp Freedom, Black Hawk helicopter pilot Nick Transtrom barely has enough signal to send a photo of his first whitetail buck.
I just got a text. Oh my gosh. Oh, it looks so good.
On Saturday morning, the texts and the pictures start coming in from the husband. So we tried to come up with something we could do to offset that. So we have come up with Babe Bowling. Every frame is different. You might have to lay on your belly and roll that ball down the alley. You might have to spin 3 times, turn around and bowl between your legs. Every frame is different. When we finish bowling, the wives have no idea what's going to be happening for them on Sunday. We have a big surprise planned for that.
What we're doing is we are setting up our show support boutique.
On Sunday morning, we have volunteers that come in and they are setting up merchandise that has been given to us, and they are arranging it like a big shopping extravaganza.
Every bit of this has been donated by ladies' stores in Midland and in Dallas. It's all free.
They are blown away. They stand there looking like deer in headlights, and they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, this is for you. If you love it, if you want it, it's a gift of love. You take it home.
You and your jeans, Lizzie.
All right, you go.
This is mine. Yeah, taking it to Florida.
So here we are, looking at shoes and handbags and dresses and shirts and designer jeans, and I don't even know what's on the other side.
Never been so spoiled in my life.
Get everything you want. We ship it home. You girls, buy what you want. We're gonna ship it all home to you.
Like everything you could ever need in your closet. It's like the ultimate closet.
This is no thrift store. This is brand new, top quality merchandise.
It's all sizes, shapes, and colors, and they said go in and grab whatever you want.
I don't even know what to think. I'm just like in shock. This whole weekend's been crazy.
And it's yours to keep.
There's Brighton shoes in there. Go get some Brighton shoes.
I think this is something that they need in their lives. They get to feeling alone, isolated. They might be living in a hospital room or at Brooks Army Medical Center. They're living on site there. They lose themselves once their warrior comes back. This takes them back to where they used to be. This takes them back to a time earlier in their lives when things were carefree, things were fun, things were happy. And they remember why they fell in love with that man. They get to not be a caretaker. They get to be a wife. They get to be a girlfriend. They get to smile and send him pictures of them wearing something pretty. And that's a big part of it. They feel pretty again.
Oh, you like it? I was like,
it's like you kind of feel like you're yourself again.
I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I shouldn't be here. I don't know. It does mean a lot to be here though.
To hang out with girls for an unlimited amount of time is just, none of us have had this in years. It's awesome.
This weekend has meant the world to me. I've never felt so loved and spoiled in my life.
It's something that I'll just treasure for the rest of my life. That we were honored in such a wonderful way for everything that we do. Even though every day I claim that I don't do nothing to deserve anything to this extent. But this will be a treasured memory. That's all, it's just a treasure.
would stay there and shop for a couple of more hours, but we've got to wrap things up because their husbands are on the way in. Terry's texted me they're coming. We've got a reunion planned, and they have no idea what else is in store. Just when they think we won't do anything else, we can't top it, they have no idea. The ladies are all prettied up. They are so ready for their husbands to come home. All the deer in the coolers. The guys are on their way in. The ladies cannot wait for them to show up. It's been a fabulous weekend. I know we've had so much more fun than the guys have, but we're fixing to compare because there they are.
It's Sunday night in Midland, Texas. A convoy arrives carrying almost 24 deer hunters. The women coming out of this private party barn represent the best America has to offer. We call them women of sacrifice, dedicated wives who have never left the sides of their wounded husband. And for some, this has been their first time apart, their first time away from a hospital. A setting sun and cold West Texas wind provide a backdrop for a reunion that's long overdue.
The girls have really been missing their husband. They have been a caretaker 24/7 for as long as they can remember, ever since they got that call that he had been hurt. So they've stepped out of their caretaker role for 2 or 3 days, and they've let Terry and his volunteers have them. They miss their husbands. They don't know life without their husband and without trying to take care of him. So to see him drive up and get out of the car, they can barely contain themselves. They are so excited to see him, and they can't wait to tell him about everything they've done. They know he shot a deer, but they've had so much more fun, and they go running out there just to see that precious man again.
Yeah, I found him.
Can I have everybody's attention, please? I want to thank you all for coming tonight. It's a big privilege for us, CBT Charity, Chuck, Kim, myself. I can't tell you what a privilege it is for me to stand up here in front of all you people and tell you thank you for your sacrifices and everything that you've done.
Mark Mabe is a wonderful man who, when Show of Support started, thought that he needed to do something to help Terry and help Show of Support. And he founded CBT Charities, which raises money for Show of Support every year through a big fishing tournament. He and his friend Chuck Bain wanted to host this big reunion out at Chuck's barn.
I just want y'all to realize and understand that the oil field and the West Texas hospitality, I hope that you've seen what it is.
As this presentation goes on, they have books and keepsakes to present to each hunter. But Show of Support founder Terry Johnson won't let Nick Transtrom return to his seat just yet.
I want to say something. 11 years ago today, I took my first man on this Show of Support hunt. His name is Lane Morris. And this is Lane's best buddy. So this year I took him back to where me and Lane got a deer, and me and this guy got a deer.
Terry is very tender-hearted and sentimental. He feels things so deeply. He loves his heroes, and he loves them with a passion that very few of us can understand. He loves them. So to speak their name brings that emotion right to the front.
Their rifles and hunting gear are packed away for the flight home tomorrow. Recovery for some of these people has been a struggle. On Show of Support's final night of the deer hunt, the gratitude only increases.
I know how difficult it is for each and every one of you to maybe meet some financial needs. All 20 of you are going to receive a check for medical assistance.
I knew what it meant because I've heard these wives' stories. Until we've been in their shoes, we don't know how tough it's been on them. They have really struggled. So this meant a lot.
From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with moisture.
looking at, they've been through hell. They live in hell every day. Things we take for granted, they struggle with daily. These people will leave here today knowing that America loves them, that Texas loves them, and Midland particularly loves them.
I have to stand up if you're leaving.
I will never forget you, ever.
Sunday night and this evening and this program must come to a close. But after 3 days, these people who were total strangers are best friends, and they will be a support group for each other for life.
It's wonderful. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just dumbfounded. I didn't expect nothing like this. Nothing like this.
At night they hit their knees and ask God's protection over their husband. And I'm going to tell you something, there is much heroes tonight in my heart as these other guys are. And I want you to say thank you